Hey there folks, how are you? This is Granison Shines with Direct Business Marketing, and welcome to another Get Direct webinar series. Today we are going to continue our conversation on offers, but before we do that, a few house cleaning items. Want to make sure that you know, again, every single Wednesday we are right here at your computer giving you information on what you can do in order to market your business, your products, your services, whatever it may be, much more better, even positioning you better, right? So it's all about just marketing, 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 always be marketing. We also want to make sure that you download the new Get Direct magazine, which is out now for Q2. I think we're in Q2. No, we're in Q3, yeah. So make sure you download that, and every quarter you'll have a new Get Direct magazine right there in your inbox. So just make sure you are all signed up to get that. So let's talk about today's topic. We're talking about offers again, right? So let's do a quick review. Last time we spoke about what an offer really is. So we defined that, and I'll cover that here in a second. And then we also spoke about the types of offers, and the offers types. There are 3 offer types that we concentrated on, so let's make sure that you watch. If you missed it, let's make sure you watch the video in the archive section, okay? And then 3, we went through some offer facts, right? Some facts about offers that just you should know. By the way, when you're putting together an offer, just make sure you know these simple facts, and you'll be really putting together an offer that your client and your prospect can really mesh with, okay? You can find it at directbusinessmarketing.com/webinars. Scroll down a little bit, and then you'll be able to view the archives via the link that's right there on the page, okay? Sign up for it, register, do what you have to do, and you'll be able to watch that video. So let's talk about what an offer is again, right? Let's define that. An offer is something that you put forth as an exchange in order to receive something of value in return. It could be money, it could be a name, it could be an email address, whatever it may be. It's something that you're putting in front of your prospect as an exchange for some monetary value or something of value, like, again, name, email address, and anything else you may want. Okay, phone number included. Now, an offer has all the factors included with it when positioning this, with the price, the terms of the offer, the payment terms, when I say terms, I mean the conditions of the offer also, whether it's going to be a subscription, a membership, or whatever, any discounts, bonus items, guarantees, warranties, all that is constructed under this beautiful thing called an offer. Now, one of the most important components of a successful campaign is the offer. And there's a lot of thought energy that has to go into the offer in order to make sure that you are giving what your prospects and or your clients want, right? We also know that they want 3 things in advance: value added, a trusted advisor, and that adequate solution. That adequate solution is part of that offer, what you're going to be offering them. So let's just make sure we cover this like really tight. So now let's talk about building value in an offer. I mentioned last time that I only pay a certain amount of money for a pair of jeans. I will never ever buy a few $100, $200 pair of jeans. I know some people that have, but I won't. Why? Because to me, the value of it is just not there for me to pay that much. Now, if it had, I don't know, air conditioning in the pocket here in Arizona, if it had, I don't know, some other bells and whistles, the value may increase for me, if that's, again, for me. But I put, and you also put, a certain limitation on things that you will pay for because of the value is not quite there. So when you have constructed an offer for your marketing campaign, it's very imperative that the value is conveyed. And there are certain pieces and components that we want to make sure that's conveyed in order to make sure your value is really right in front of the prospect space. We really want them to see the value of what you have to offer. So let's talk about that right now. Okay, first of all, if you can show your offer in parts, then, and again, everything we're talking about right now, I'm going to show you a really good example of what I'm talking about, okay? So if you can show it in parts, that also shows them what they're getting, right? Each component line item of the offer says volumes for what they're going to get, because it increases the value, the intrinsic value of that particular offer. Now, if you compare to apples and oranges also, so if you compare an offer with another offer that's offered from a competitor, then you can also build value in what you are showing to your prospect or your client. That's an important piece. And then lastly, it also makes a difference, we've tested this too, when you give offer choices. When you give offer choices like a gold, silver, platinum, or a basic, intermediate, deluxe, or whatever it may be, you give them choices, which also creates some ownership, which we'll talk about a little bit later on, but it also makes sure that they have some sort of stake in the game. Now they have, you know, they can understand that this one offer, if this one doesn't work for you, I have two other choices that we can offer for the market or for your prospect or for your client. So make sure you have that and you'll be well off in constructing offers. The other thing that's really important is the pricing of it. Now that you have it line item by line item, now that you've compared it to a competitor, and now that you've also given it a name, basic, deluxe, or intermediate, whatever it may be, pricing it is very, very important now. And this is where a lot of the research has to come in on your part to make sure that you have value in your price. Your offer. Make sure that the price is set right. Make sure it's not too low with all this value, and then also the pricing is not too high with very, very little value. So there has to be that balance. You have to make sure it weighs right in the middle and it sings a true song to your client. Now, the client will tell you, the best way they tell you whether your offer is good or not is whether they buy or whether they accept or do not accept. May not be a buy all the time, but whether they convert either from, if it's a multi-step process, if they convert from a prospect to a lead, that says that the offer is pretty good. If they convert from a lead to a client, that also tells you. So the client will tell you indirectly whether or not your offer is right on the nail. If it's not, okay, let's adjust some things there, okay? And then we can complete this offer. But pricing, let's talk about pricing for a second. So if you give the full value of the offer and then show it in a discount, and again, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about here in a second, but give the full value of the offer, then show it in a discount, that starts to build some value. So now they're seeing, it seems like they're starting to get a bargain. Everyone wants a bargain, especially nowadays, right? So giving that as a sense already in advance, again, there's that value added in advance. Giving that to them helps them say this has some good value to it. Show the value of each component or each line item in the actual package or the offer, which leads us to the next point. Is when we present it as a package deal, then you have an opportunity to really say, okay, line item by line item, here's what it will cost or would have cost with this discount on top of it. Now I have some value. So this is how you start building value into an offer that you have constructed once you have all the pieces of the offer. Okay, let's move on. So here's an example of an offer. Okay, I'm going to show you two different slides here. So let's take a look at this very in depth. Let's look at the right side first. So here's something that we offered on a webinar, and it had the D-Rock Lite, which is a type of website that we put together, a direct response website that we put together for clients, okay, with 4 bonus items, okay? So you can see the 3 bonus items listed right there on the right side below, and each one of those, and then the big bonus item on number 4. Now, look at this, and we see it in parts. It's numbered, so you definitely see it. And I have the value of each particular item right next to it after it's kind of explained a little bit. So you can see here the D-Rock 1997 value, bonus item number 1, $200 value, number 2, 2B, I should say, or 2.2, 8 weeks of group coaching, $297, online video training for $197, and then over to the left side, a free customer upgrade for $400 value. So there I am right there. There you go. I'm showing this line item by line item. I'm showing what it would cost, and I'm putting the total value of the bonus items right there, okay? So now that I have the total value of the bonus item, so the whole enchilada, let's look at the next slide, total value is over $3,000. But wait, it gets better, right? That's what you always hear them say on the Sunday morning infomercials. Wait, it gets better. So now let's look at the webinar only special price. Now I'm not soliciting you right now. I'm telling you what we did a while back, okay? So we had the webinar special only price was $12.97 with two payment terms, or two payments of $6.98, right? So now here's the whole enchilada right here on the right side again. Everything with a line item broken down, showing all the components, showing all the dollar values of each line item, and then giving the value, showing the discount on the left side. So this way they can have one single snapshot view of the offer and say, hey, yes, this has value to me, I want it, or no, this does not have value to me and I don't want it. Now, again, making sure that the offer is right. The client will tell if you have the right, if you're marketing to the right clientele. There are some other factors there that I'm not going to mention today that will throw the offer off. We'll get into those a little bit later on. But take a look at this slide again. It has, again, on the right side, everything broken down to the line item with the dollar value associated, total value at the bottom, on the left side, discount rate for the whole entire package deal, right? Now, let's move on. We got a few more slides, actually, just one more slide here. Offer payment terms. Offering payment terms is something you'll find that works really good for you. So you always want to give a discount if they're going to pay one lump sum up front. Boom, there you go. They have it. They can get the discount. Now, often the reason why the pricing is different for payment terms is because each time for the business, this is a business lesson here, each time the credit card is ran on the for your payment system, your gateway, whatever it may be, you get a charge. So you can recover some of that back. That's okay if you charge the client a little bit more, not astronomically more, but a little bit more to cover your costs there, right? And they're still getting the value regardless. They're still getting the value, they're still getting the product, they're still getting the service, but making sure that they have that value is important, right? So payment terms, pay over time. That's one way to do it. 3 easy payments of. You'll see that all day long on the Sunday morning infomercials, right? 2, discount on prepayment. So especially if you have a deferred offer for some conference that's coming up next year, you can give an early bird special, right? There you have it. You have a discount on prepayment, or again, the whole enchilada at one time instead of opting in for the payment terms. So make sure you offer both of those. And then last but not least, which we don't get into too much, but it definitely has its benefits, especially for the business when they're purchasing, and the client when they're purchasing. They have a certain type of card. There may be certain types of rewards that are offered, and they can get discounts, different write-offs or whatever else, or travel miles or whatever it may be, that will really help them make the decision on your offer. So as we have it here, here's my information. We'd like to keep the Get Direct webinar series nice, short, and sweet, and get directly to the point. Give me a call if you have any questions. I'm Granison Shines, Chief Marketing Officer of Direct Business Marketing. We will see you right here next week. We're going to continue our conversation on offers. I will talk with you soon. Thank you, and goodbye for today.